So there's a lot of information on this website, and I just want to be direct and quick and let folks know exactly I try to give you a synopsis as to what's going to be in the program. Basically, we're teaching kids to make companies using all the stuff that they learn in school to make a company. We don't want to ever hear, oh, how am I going to use this in the real world? This is how you're going to use it. And the first thing is understanding value as the DNA of business, value add, valuation, value proposition. Value is the DNA of all success in business. Nobody knows what it is. All right. Second thing, really important, understanding logic like computer coding and how that thought process helps you to be a great innovator and inventor of new products. And nothing on earth makes more money than making new cool products. Understanding math and how to calculate the speed of your money manufacturing process. We're telling the kids, we're teaching them to make a money machine. So the math, the formula is basically a speedometer for how fast this money machine produces money. Understanding time and time management. I remember my first manager told me, Bintel, you'll never be successful in business or in anything unless you understand how to manage your time. So getting to class on time, graduating on time, time to bring your product to market. All of those things are important. This is really important. Understanding marketing, image, and behavior as a function of sales. All right. We tell the kids, first people buy you based on your behavior as a valuable product, and then they buy the product you're selling. So if your behavior is off, nobody will ever buy your product, no matter how amazing it is. Understanding the C-suite. Everybody knows what the CEO is, but what about the chief risk officer, the chief marketing officer, the chief information? These are all very important positions in the making of a company. Our kids need to know what they are. The value of the media. All right, the value of social media, everybody knows what that is, and television. How does that play? How do you manipulate the media, get yourself on TV to get the world, not just the people that you know, but the world to buy your product? This is probably the oldest wisdom in all of business. Relationships are the keys to success in business. The American Express, the right relationship is everything. That was their motto, right? Our kids don't understand what a valuable relationship is from an invaluable relationship, excuse me, and they waste their time with relationships that can do nothing for them. All right. Understanding engineering as a genre, not just electrical engineering. I studied electrical. We want them to understand mechanical, electrical, civil, industrial, computer science. We want them to understand all of them so they can hopscotch and use all of them to make their new products. Understanding how to use a model that we're going to give them to engineer a sales transaction. All right. Anytime somebody buys something, that's a sales so a company is just a whole bunch of transactions. A small business has 100 transactions a day. A multi-million dollar, billion-dollar company has hundreds of thousands to millions of transactions. All right. And then obviously, as I've alluded to on the website, we're doing this to create disruptors, to create what a disruptor, you can read the website, you can find out what a disruptor is in a unicorn company. A unicorn is a company full of disruptors that's doing $1 billion in sales in its first year. That's what makes it a unicorn, because it's rare. So that's the top. That's the top of business. That's what we're shooting for. But in between that, we're going to teach them how to make a company so that if they don't make a unicorn, they can at least make 300, 200. They can make a small to medium-sized business, which is the DNA of a successful neighborhood. Our kids have to own their own businesses. That's what makes a community functioning, right? The less businesses that are owned by the people in the community, the more the kids are going to act out, drugs, dropping out of school. Everything stems from the people in the community owning the businesses in the community. Right now, in the black and brown community, only 2% of the people, if that, own the businesses in their own communities. In the functioning communities where people sell their houses for $1 million, 60 to 70% of the people living there own the businesses there, right? So we're telling kids how to start your own business, using your education to do it, pointing them at the top of the most successful, money-making, lucrative business in the world, a disruptive innovation, and turning it into a unicorn company, and then showing them how behavior, time management, empathy, leadership, all these things that we're drilling them, trying to get them to do, they're like, I don't need that. We're saying, if you want to be a disruptor and make a unicorn company and be successful like Elon Musk and Steve Jobs, who the rappers and athletes secretly look up to, then yeah, you do need that. All right. And if we do this successfully, you won't have to tell them to go to class. They will go to class because they'll understand why school is important. Excuse me. The kids that my daughter went to school with, they stay up till 5 o'clock in the morning studying because their parents drill them on this at the dinner table. This is the dinner table. This is the conversation that happens at the dinner tables for the wealthy, and now our kids can get it too. And that's what the formula is.